Hello and welcome to the Sweet Connection. I'm your host, Catters. With me today is my co-host. It's Carl McCarthy. Carl, are you alright?
Yeah, man, you?
Yeah, I'm right. How's your nut bar?
It's alright, actually.
Yeah. It's quite loud though, isn't it? It seems the worst thing to eat while trying to record a podcast is a fucking nut bar in a wrapper.
I didn't really think much of the logistics of it. I just kind of started eating it.
That is apparent, Carl. that is very apparent. Right? How are you doing though?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I'll probably need a bit more than that throughout the show, Carl. But it's fine. Oh yeah, it's fine. Just fucking drop crumbs on my floor as well.
Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't see that.
By all means, just fucking litter my floor. That's fine.
That's right, I'll put it in my pocket.
I'll pick it up after you. It's fine, mate. Don't worry. Put it in your pocket. Just put it on the side.
Put it on silent.
What a bad start. I mean, this is the worst intro I've ever done. But here we are, Carl. Episode 2. I mean, no one thought it would be possible, did they?
Well,
I certainly didn't.
Well, yeah, it's only us two who really know about this, so...
It is, yeah. Episode 2. But you know, Carl, we've had, incredibly, 9 downloads.
9 downloads? I thought it was listens.
Sorry?
I thought it was listens.
Well, it's the same though, isn't it? Downloads, listens.
Well, I don't know.
You have to download it to listen to it, don't you, Carl?
Well, no, because I just went on iTunes on my phone and just press play and then it's playing.
Yeah, well, that counts as like a download.
Oh, does it? Oh,
That's what it
okay.
does, yeah. So, obviously I listen to it, you listen to it,
Yeah.
which means that 7 other people who are not us also listen to that,
Yeah.
which is concerning. And there'll be people, I assume, listening to this who are neither me nor you.
Well, if that's the case, then what are they doing with their lives, you know what I mean? So
Also, 2 out of 9 of our entire listenership are sitting in this room as well.
yeah, that's true.
That is quite depressing, isn't it?
Well, the dog's the lucky one because he gets a live listen.
He does, yeah. We will do a live podcast one day, Carl.
Well, yeah.
We'll do it in our local pub, won't we? Could Felixstowe handle that, do you reckon?
I'll tell you what, yeah, on the off chance we ever become successful, which is probably
Literally
1 million
0.
to 1,
Yeah.
well, probably even more worse odds than that, I'd say, but, you know, I'd like to do a live podcast at Latitude Festival.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, man.
So, Kyle, a little update about my Pez situation. Obviously, we spoke about how I wasn't fulfilling my potential in Pez last week. I did have a little change of the settings because you said to me to change the passing settings. I didn't realise how good the setting that I already had was until I changed it. Because oh my god, some of those settings are unplayable, especially the one where it's entirely manual. That is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's that. I was actually watching this YouTube video of this guy he's a hardcore gamer and he hates playing people online because they don't play without the passing assists, and it was just quite funny to watch him like get aggy at people making these really nice passes, and he was just like, oh, this is bullshit, you should be able to make these really nice passes. Like, why not? It's a fucking video game. Like,
You can too.
Yeah.
if you select it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, he wasn't happy, but you know, it's but so what? Are you still having it on full assist? Or?
I am having a full assist, yeah. Both shots. I mean, like, I did change the shots, and the shots weren't too bad off, but it didn't make too much difference, so I just left it as it was. But yeah, I have actually won a few games now on my settings. So, and then I also had my first online game.
Oh, really?
How do you reckon that went?
I reckon you got a 1-1 draw.
I got a 2-2 draw.
Ah, see?
Now, I was very surprised about that because, well, first of all, I should have won 2-1 because he went 2-0 up, and my second goal was my first goal kick online, and I didn't clock that, like, they can literally see what I'm doing, and they can move their striker to where I'm trying to do, like, a long pass to a midfielder. And he just intercepted that and went on and scored.
Oh, I see.
But then I brought it back, right? Now, he was clearly a much better player than I am, because like he was throwing some absolutely gorgeous long balls forward, right? But yet, he drew to a man who sometimes forgets which button is shoot. So I would argue that he wasn't actually that good.
Well, probably not. You know, if you come across a big dog, you know, he'd probably get eaten for breakfast. You know what I mean? So Yeah.
Lovely. Well, also, we spoke last week about the Felixstowe Range Rover, or Range Rover Gate, as it's being called by literally no one. I just made that up.
Well,
But it should be called Range Rover Gate.
but yeah, it should definitely have a name because
Yeah.
it's quite the.
It does have a name, Range Rover Gate.
Well, you know, I'm surprised it didn't have a name before, but you know, it definitely deserves one.
And it does now.
It does now, yeah.
So
So
it's fine. Fine. So since that video went up, some of the people who have been posting the video have received like threats. Now you'd assume the threats are from the people who own the car, but it's not, because what transpired is that when the car was beached, obviously it then got flooded when the sea came in, and there was a rescue effort to try and recover it. Now the first rescue effort was not done by professionals. It was done by a few random geezers who may have been slightly dodgy, who tried to free the Range Rover using like a van, and they drove their van onto the beach. Okay, so you can see where I'm going with this. So they saw that a big heavy car got stuck in the sand, and what they did is that they drove an even bigger, heavier car onto the sand, and then that got stuck.
Oh, I see.
And then they tried to then rescue that with another one, and guess what? That got stuck as well.
Oh, I didn't know this.
And so I think they have not been enjoying the publicity from
I
the video,
see.
because actually these videos have been watched. I think one of them has been watched 2 million times.
Really?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
So some would say it's gone viral.
Well, yeah, I'll definitely say it's
Okay,
gone
not as
viral.
viral as this show's going.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
that's true.
Isn't quite 9 listeners yet. Right. But they've been getting threats from those people in there, because obviously they look like fucking idiots,
Yeah, but
because they are fucking idiots.
exactly. Yeah.
But anyway, I also had a look at some of the Facebook comments on these videos, because obviously that's going to be a gold mine. And I've got a few comments here that I'd like to read to you. So Nam says, Nam is the name, he says, parties are fun, but certain parties are imbeciles. Now, in that sentence, he has misspelt the word parties twice. He spelled parties with a Y, and not an IE. So I would
Lovely.
say Nam is an imbecile.
Yeah, I'll take so as well.
So, we've got another one here. Steve says, their own fault for 1, driving on the beach anyway, 2, having low profile tyres on, brackets, no traction on sand, close brackets, 3, probably don't know how to drive it properly anyway. Now what concerns me about this comment is that he's actually put numbers, but he hasn't put a bracket next to the number.
I
So
see.
all it says, as you can see there, is literally just 1, 2, 3, which looks very, very horrible to the eye, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
But he is obviously a fan of brackets, because he's put brackets in the actual text. So I'm not sure why he isn't putting brackets next to the numbers like a
Yeah.
normal person.
Well, you should at least put something in there to
Yeah,
separate it.
even like a dash.
Yeah, a dash or
I mean, a
dot.
dash minimum,
Yeah.
or even a comma.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd accept a comma in this situation,
Yeah.
but to leave it blank is frankly a monster. Ian says, shared Bedfordshire and Hertfordshire. Want to threaten me? Then PM me. Will happily arrange to meet you.
Go on, Ian.
Now, his photo, he looks like quite a scary man.
Yeah, really.
So I think he would follow through with this.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, he probably like goes on all these viral sensations, looks for threats, and is like, right,
I'm going to step in.
I'm gonna step in here and just start on some geezer. I reckon he's the sort of guy that when someone puts something slightly controversial on Facebook, he like comments like, "Oh, don't agree with this.
Fight me.
Fight me." Yeah.
Yes, because me punching you in the face will I can nullify all of your points, which you have listed, quite concisely. Right?
I reckon that Ian from Bedfordshire, he drives a red Citroen Picasso, and
I don't think we should start beef with Ian here, okay? Because he is clearly a man who doesn't give a fuck, and he will happily challenge us, right? In fact, let's actually give him a message, shall we?
yeah, get him on the show.
Get him on the show. Message him, fight me.
Yeah.
I'll meet you outside the pub.
Don't fight me with your fists, fight me with your words.
Let's have a debate.
Yeah.
It's like in the town centre, like two like pedestals. It's like, here, Ian, is why you're wrong. Right, so this then leads me on to my next topic, which is the Felixstowe's People page. Now, Carl, are you a member of the Felixstowe's People page?
I certainly am.
Are you?
Mhm.
I'm a recent member. I literally joined today.
Well, you've been missing out. And
What is the worst thing you've seen, or the silliest things you've seen on the Felixstowe People's page?
there's so many things. Yeah, it's difficult. It is, like I said before, it's difficult to explain if you're not a member of it, because it's just cheesy, corny, cringy. Literally the nosiest geezer. Like everyone just knows everything. Like whenever there's a helicopter that flies over Felixstowe, everybody's fucking talking about it. Oh, there's a helicopter, and it's just like ridiculous.
Yeah, but that happens quite a lot because we're near the sea.
I know.
So you get lots of search and rescue helicopters going over here. So it's just like, well, that's not really noteworthy, some would say.
Well, I'm just having a quick look on it now, as we're talking.
Yeah, because I had a quick look earlier, and it's mostly people who have lost things or had their moped stolen.
Well, this top one.
So is this entire page just for lost items?
Well, essentially, yeah. And just looking at the top, that's the most recent post. Someone's beach hut has been damaged overnight.
Have they?
Yeah,
Ooh,
apparently so.
I did not see that.
Yeah.
No,
so-
I can see a lost bike. I can see a video of policemen. Is this the same group?
Well, there's two.
I'm on the more popular one. Is that different to the one that you're on?
I'm on. Currently, I'm looking at the Felixstowe, the local people's page.
That's exactly what I'm on. Yeah, which has got 8,000 members.
Yeah, 8,000 members.
Inexplicably. Oh, I cannot see the thing about the what was it?
The beach hut.
The
being
beach
damaged. You say has anyone found a set of car keys? I've seen that one.
I think I have seen that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, people talking about rich bus to take and all sorts. It's just a bit, I don't know, like it's just a bit much, really. Everyone that's like, everyone on there thinks they're a bloody photographer. Do you know what I mean?
That is true.
Yeah. So
It's true of like all pages like that. It's
Yeah.
just full of like, a sunset photo.
Yeah, there'll put some there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There'll be a photo of like someone's pet.
Yeah, or some like old geezer eating some fish and chips in black and white, and I think they're really like edgy. And it's just like, no, that's literally just some old geezer eating
That's
chips.
the least. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they are 10 a penny down at the seafront. Oh, good. So, Carl, I've got a new addition to the show. Obviously, now we have two microphones. Right. This is the life of luxury. Because last week we only had one microphone, so we had to sit like butt cheek to butt cheek, and I had to almost interview you, didn't I?
Yeah, I quite enjoyed it actually.
Did you?
No.
Did you feel like famous and rich?
Yeah, I did, and
And
I
now
still
you feel dreadful.
now I feel terrible. I'm just sitting on my own now.
You're sitting on
in the
We're
corner.
sitting like 5 feet apart from each other.
Yeah, but, don't want any physical contact.
That's good.
I
respect that.
Yeah, same.
With anyone, not men, not women. All right, I want to be shown zero affection. That's you, isn't it, Carl?
Pretty much, more or less.
Well, I am definitely going to leave that bit in. All right, that's integral to the show. Yeah. So anyway, in addition to the second microphone, I've also got this lovely little soundboard, which I'd like to play you a few excerpts from.
Okay.
So I've got the classic
Hello there.
I like
Star
that.
Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know the way?
Do you know the way? Because that was a meme, wasn't it?
Yeah, well,
That was the first big meme of this year, apparently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I
That came out in January. That's how old that is.
bloody hell.
That's dated. That's
Yeah.
a dated meme. I
Yes.
didn't really understand it at first.
Memes have like a sort of weird life cycle, don't
They
they?
do have a weird life. Yeah, they do.
Because sometimes they make a comeback, don't they? If something relevant happens, like, I don't know. Okay, so say that hello there meme.
Yeah.
If anything,
Yeah, but that's a Star Wars. So I'd say that's a bit different to like a regular meme because that's like a Star Wars meme.
Yeah, that's true.
Who don't usually die, do they?
No.
Like an actual proper like normal meme.
Well, yeah, I suppose like World Cup memes, for instance.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I
know.
did enjoy those memes actually.
Yeah. Yeah, they were
because
quite
they were
good.
different, yeah,
Yeah.
and clever as well.
Mhm.
Except it didn't come home, did it, Carl?
No.
Football didn't come home.
Well,
Very close though, weren't we?
it did, in spirit.
It did, but not physically.
No.
Physically, it's in France, which is quite close actually.
Yeah.
That's the closest we've been to the World Cup, isn't it? In a
Well,
while.
in a while, yeah. Since France last won it, so
Which was '98.
yeah, 98, I think.
Yeah, because they
Yeah.
lost in the final of 2006.
6, yeah, because
That's
Zizou decided to headbutt. I forgot the defender's name. Maserati or something. Maserati. Yeah, something
A
like
car. he just,
No,
he
it's
just,
not.
he just headbutted a car. That was on the pitch.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say Moriarty. That's probably
Mori-
fucking. That's that geese from
Moriarty driving a Maserati. He just headbutts a wing mirror. No, it's didn't he shout something about his mother? He said that like I'd sex with
yeah,
your mother
something
or a
like that.
sister or something.
Yeah, and he's turned around and nutted him.
He
Fair
did.
play.
I mean that is a fair response. I
yeah,
think.
it's actually kind of sad because obviously he's one of the best football players of all time.
Where did he rank? Do you reckon in the modern game? Up there, top 5? Do you reckon?
Nah, because
Because it is a really tough.
yeah,
field,
it is
isn't
because there's been so many good players.
Yeah.
Well, even in like his era alone, I suppose you had like Fat Ronaldo and
Ronaldo. Yeah.
So yeah, it's difficult to say.
Yeah, you
I
got
suppose
him.
he's probably like maybe the best French player. Probably, I don't know. I don't really know. To be honest, I don't really know football past like the
Year 2000.
pretty much, yeah. But after that,
How about Thierry Henry though? Surely he's the best French
What?
footballer.
no, I'd say Zizou's better than he is. In a-
Okay.
My honest opinion.
Who is Zizou?
Zinedine Zidane.
Oh, okay. I thought to make sure we were talking about the same person here.
Yeah. No, no, that's his nickname. I just because I know
Can
him
you stop
personally.
jingling your
obviously.
keys, please, Carl?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Christ, we're recording.
Sauce.
God, you come in here, you eat your fruit and nut bar as loudly as possible into the microphone. Then you're jingling your keys like I'm a baby and you're trying to get my attention. Just dangling it in front of my face.
Might
Frankly,
be true,
Frankly, I don't care for it. What the hell were we talking about?
What,
Football.
before Zidane or 'cause I
After
don't know.
the Dan.
Oh right.
Yeah. Henri, weren't we?
Henri, yeah. You said that Henri's better than Zidane.
I didn't say that, I just said, is he better than Zidane?
Oh right. I thought you said surely
Should we talk
Henri's
about
better.
it?
But no, not in my opinion anyway.
But like, it's good how his style was that most of his goals, Henri, were just like that like curved pass into the far corner.
Yeah,
And he was just really good at doing that, wasn't he?
I had another guy is good at doing just
Oh yeah.
a pass into the corner.
Who's that, Carl?
His name's Catters,
His name is Catters, alright? I taught Henri how to do that. Okay.
Yeah, well, to be fair, Henri gets curve on his, and
I went
yours
back
is
in
just
time.
normally just straight.
I am not good enough to get curve. I just pass it as straight as possible.
But
Bang.
no, always into the corner though.
Oh, it's into the corner. It's good though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you'd assume just by looking at me that I wouldn't be capable of such finesse,
Yeah.
and yet that's what gets them, all right? Because I'm inside their head, right? And they're thinking I'm going to blast it into the top corner, mate, but I don't, right? I play the sneaky game, right?
Mhm.
That's why I'm probably in the top 5 as well, right?
Well, yeah, I was actually going to say that. Actually, I was just like, yeah, Zidane's not bad, but he's no Catters, is he? So.
It's no cat. Carl, mate, I've played for some great teams. I played for Claydon. I've played for Curtin Kestrels. I've played for my work team, 2 work teams actually.
Well,
Can Zidane claim that? Yes or no?
No.
Well, there we are then.
Well, exactly. And
You heard it first.
and yeah, that's another good point. Because at the end of the day, how many goals has Zidane got for England, mate? 0.
Exactly, right? And I also have 0, which means that I'm as good as Zidane.
Yeah,
Confirmed.
confirmed.
You heard it here first. Okay, Carl. So, one topic that you spoke to me about yesterday, about how you want to talk about on the show, is the boxing match between Logan Paul and KSI. Now, Carl, could you please explain to me who are Logan Paul and KSI?
I certainly will. They're 2 YouTubers.
They are 2 YouTubers, yeah.
That's kind of it, really. But I suppose they're well known to the public for,
being general douchebags.
pretty much, yeah. Both of them. So I'm actually really looking forward to watching them punch each other or making them each other look like fools.
There's two amateurs.
The two amateurs just
swinging wildly.
windmilling at
Who's
each
going to
other.
win, do you reckon?
Shit, I don't know, because I was saying this to you the other day. I think because Logan Paul is technically an athlete. He's got an athletic background. That's probably more of a.
In what sport does he?
Yeah, he was a wrestler,
Okay.
supposedly.
That's not really going to help in boxing.
No, that's true. But
Well,
he,
not help.
Yeah.
It probably won't help.
Well, I suppose he's like used to like actually fighting someone. Maybe I suppose KSI's had that boxing match before.
Yeah, that one boxing match against like a very small white guy.
Yeah, that's
I'd be
true.
very surprised if they weighed like similar, because like from KSI like dwarfed this guy
Yeah, he
in
did
like
look,
size and weight.
yeah, he did look a lot bigger.
So it's just like it wasn't really fair. Because isn't he quite tall, Logan Paul?
Yeah, he's a lot taller than KSI, and I
Yeah.
think he's got like a better reach.
He would have better reach, yeah.
And I would say he's probably a bit swoller, but that might just be, aesthetically,
That's true, but also KSI has got pretty swole recently.
Yeah, he has, yeah.
So I'd probably say KSI maybe has like the strength advantage.
Yeah, perhaps. I don't know, because I reckon.
Actually, is like quite a close on paper, I think.
Yeah, because
Maybe it just comes down to who's got the better boxing coach and who takes it more seriously.
yeah, that's also true. I think because I reckon Logan Paul, I reckon he's probably got like a pretty mean punch. Because I remember watching an interview. Well, not an interview. I watched a YouTube video. I say an interview. But it was a YouTube video of Joe Weather vlogging the guy who he fought previously. KSI fought previously, and he was like, "Oh, he doesn't actually hit that hard." And I was like, I can kind of half see that because, like, I don't know. I reckon he might be quite a good boxer, perhaps, but like,
Can't hit very hard. I mean, like, he did get quite a few swings in, and
Yeah.
that Joe Weller didn't go down.
no, yeah, that's
It was
true, yeah.
I think that the ref stopped it in the end.
Yeah,
But like, if you can't knock out like a really skinny white guy,
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
Yeah, this is
What are you
true.
gonna do? Although I think in my head that Logan Paul will probably not take the training as seriously, and maybe he'll use that as an excuse to like make videos and stuff as opposed to actually training. Where as KSI, I'm sure he'd probably do the same, but like maybe take it more seriously and just get there and just train as opposed to making a funny vine.
Yeah,
Logan Paul's vines, by the way, are fucking terrible.
yeah,
They are garbage, aren't they?
yeah. He's
He's not a funny guy.
oh, he's yeah. It's just American humor, isn't it? It's just give me UK humor all day.
Such
as Peep Show.
Peep Show is good.
Yeah, and
yeah.
Well, to be fair, I don't like KSI either. So
I thought that his early work was quite funny.
well, when he's talking about Heskey and stuff, yeah,
He
that
was
was quite
talking
funny.
about Heskey.
Yeah,
There's like his like first big video is when he is playing FIFA against that guy from Liverpool. Do you remember that one?
yeah, and it's just like
That's really funny.
yeah, that is funny. Yeah.
And he beats them, and then he
Yeah.
gets all these angry messages from this guy from Liverpool.
He says he works for Microsoft.
yeah, he did that. Yeah, he's saying like, "I will get your account taken off YouTube because I actually code for YouTube."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, YouTube outsourcing to some guy in Liverpool, are they? Yeah, man. I'm sure that's fine. And then sort of lo and behold, nothing happened. So clearly he didn't work for YouTube. But anyway, enough about that. Let's talk about Peep Show.
Oh, okay.
Peep
yeah.
Show is genuinely a quality show.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Now, how is Peep Show different to like a normal sitcom, Carl? There's
It's,
one giant obvious thing that I thought you'd say, because you see through their point of view and you can hear inside their head, can't you?
Well, yeah, that's true. But
Now,
I
that
was
allows-
gonna say it's awkward as fuck. But
Yeah, but that's true. But most British sitcoms that are really good at awkward, like The Office and Extras, they're super awkward,
yeah,
which is why they're so funny.
yeah,
I'd probably say Peep Show is probably awkwarder in
Yeah.
some respects.
yeah, definitely. Because
You've got like so awkward characters.
yeah,
like
awkward
Mark,
characters.
who's the main character. Mark and Jez.
Yeah.
Mark is so repressed, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's so like sort of middle class, except he isn't really middle class because he's sort of like a failure, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a total failure.
But
But We can relate.
We can. Wait a second. Who is the best character in Peep Show?
Without doubt.
There are. In fact, I had it in my head that it was Super Hands, but now that I'm thinking about it, it might be Johnson.
Oh no! Actually, I was gonna say it literally flashed in my head of saying what does he say? It's fucking funny.
Johnson.
Yeah.
In what bit?
He's like, oh no, don't worry, it's only Tai Chi.
Yeah. He's in his like office, and like Mark walks in, and like he's doing like some like martial arts stuff, and he's like, "Hey Mark, it's fine. It's just Tai Chi, just wandering, and I'll power through." I like the bit because he is an ex-alcoholic, isn't he? And he now doesn't drink. And there's a scene where he goes to a party, and Mark gives him a glass of champagne, and then's like, "Oh, sorry, you don't drink that, do you?" And he's like, "Okay, it's fine." And so like he like sniffs it, and he's like, "Mark, chill out. I'm not gonna drink this. I'll just sniff it," and then just necks it. For more for you, asshole. Something like that. It's like, oh yeah, someone wrote that down in the script.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a punch up between Johnson and Super Hands. You know, I'm just gonna be like basic and say probably Super Hands. Just
Super Hands has more screen time. Doesn't
yeah, that's
he?
probably
He
why.
has more better moments.
Yeah,
because there's more of them in the show.
yeah,
But Johnson does steal every scene he's in.
yeah. Totally.
Is he in the show towards the later seasons?
Only like occasionally, because I think he like lives with Big Suze, doesn't he?
He does live with Big Suze.
Yeah, and
yeah.
and when he's like, I think towards the later series, he becomes a failure, doesn't he? And like moves into like a shitty house with Big Suze.
Oh yeah, because he was like a big time player.
Yeah,
and that was set during the credit crunch when obviously the economy collapsed, and then he moved into like a 1-bed flat, and then him and Mark tried to like start up a business.
Yeah, he says, oh, what does he say? That's super funny.
About, like,
he's like, oh yeah, the man's gonna be holding all the cash. He's gonna get a lot of blowjobs.
The stud holding the water cash is gonna get a lot of blowjobs.
Oh, what a show!
That is a good show.
Also, talking about Peep Show and Super Hands, we've seen Super Hands live. DJ, have we not?
We haven't. I mean, I think the phrase DJ might be a bit much. He was on stage for a bit. He maybe pressed a few buttons on a laptop, and then there was an actual DJ, presumably doing all the DJing. And then there was a third man on stage, wasn't there, Carl?
Yeah.
A third man dressed as Jesus. Okay. Now, what I like about that is that was never referenced in the show. He had no task to do. He was just on stage, jumping about on the spot with his arm in the air, dressed as Jesus.
You know, what a job. That's what I have to say.
That is a job. I mean,
yeah.
he's getting paid to do that.
Yeah.
So I actually thought that the music was the least good part of that show. I liked all of like the sort of Super Hands banter, of which there wasn't a lot, was there?
No, he I think he like when he come out, he was like, oh yeah, there's no party like a Super Hands party. And then
he was just like sort of saying a few of his most well-known phrases. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the crowd started to chant "Men with Ven," didn't they?
Yeah.
Or
who started that?
That was me actually.
Yeah.
In fact, I think it was just me shouting "Men with Ven." I think no one else joined in, and that's also another great Super Hands moment.
Yeah.
Men with Ven.
Men with Ven. Yeah. What a show.
Yeah.
What a show.
But that was a good night, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
We got Shrek.
We got very sloppy. Me, you, and our mutual friend, who shall remain nameless. Adam. We got very drunk, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because we got the a train down, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we were drinking on the train, which is always the start of a good night, isn't it? Drinking on the train.
Yeah. You know, there's nothing actually more classy. Actually, now I think about it.
Yeah. Then having a vodka and coke in a water bottle.
Yeah, and a couple of tinnies, warm, slightly lukewarm.
Slightly
tinnies
lukewarm tinnies, yeah.
On a train.
Yeah, I mean, while people are just staring at us and sort of shaking their heads, just like.
Yeah. Also, bear in mind, it's probably just after midday.
This was a very early train.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it
probably
was about
1
or 2.
Yeah.
And then we got there, and like, I had made that vodka and coke really strong because I think I'd used the last of my vodka, so I was like, I'll just throw it all in there. So it was maybe like 1/3 vodka, 2/3 coke, and I was just like drinking that. It's like, wow, I'm actually getting really drunk here. I better slow down because I can't start the night at that level of drunk and expect to make it to the end.
Well, I remember we come off the train. You were like, shit, feel a bit lightheaded already. I was just like, cool.
That's
This
a
is
good
going to be.
start, isn't it?
I was like, and bear in mind, we also on the same evening we didn't really have any food of substance really because we went to our local Spoons.
Yes, Weatherspoons.
Yeah.
And we were very disappointed to find out that their gas wasn't working.
Yeah.
So we couldn't have burger and chips. We had the unique combo of burger and mash.
Well, I had burger and
You had
rice.
burger and rice, didn't you?
Yeah.
Which is also not a very well known combo.
Well, yeah. Pretty much. I felt like it was just I felt like I was in Nando's, to be honest. Like,
Yeah,
But-
that was not a good burger either. I mean, like I rarely don't finish a burger, and I didn't finish that burger because it was so poor.
yeah, that was the worst experience I've ever had in the Spoons. And bear in mind, I've been in the Weatherspoons where our dear friend has puked all over the tables in there, and then passed out on the toilets. And
Oh yeah, that happened.
yeah, that did actually happen. So yeah, but that was actually worse because the burger was so shit.
Was it worse though? Yes, because that was the night that I left with that friend, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
I left early because
You bailed.
because I was also getting quite drunk. And I was just like, hang on, get a free lift home here. when we called his parents.
You can handle it.
You can handle it, no.
You know,
Fair enough to him.
fair enough. You
Have
know,
to love 'em.
two geezers couldn't handle it, and then
What? I mean, it's true though. I could not handle that. So, what do you reckon is the most drunk you've ever been? I know that's quite hard to pinpoint exactly.
I don't know. There's been a couple of times I've been really drunk, where like
Were they recently or were they a few years
no,
ago?
I think from memory, I think probably one of the worst times I've been drunk is actually the night of my Nick nomination, which we alluded to.
Which we have spoken about on the show.
Yeah, in the last
Because
pod.
it's weird. Because even drinking the pint that you said that you drunk, that's enough to get anyone drunk who isn't currently drinking. But you would have been drinking before that.
Well, I had like I don't know the full size, like actual measurement of the bottle, but I had a medium-sized bottle of Glen's.
Glens is horrible, isn't it?
And I drank all of that, and I also had an Orangi Boom on top of that, and then I went to
what? Oh, what? Sorry.
an Orangi Boom. Oh yeah,
What
I
is
called it an
an
Orangi Boom. It's an orange boom. What it was called?
I've got no idea what that is.
It's a pint. It's like a Dutch beer.
Okay.
Um,
That sounds like quite a lot.
and I also had another pint in. Believe it or not, I had a pint in the Ordnance.
Ah, that shows how long ago that was.
Yeah.
Because the Ordnance used to be a pub where we live in Felixstowe, and it was well known for, shall we say, not being too strict with its age policy.
Yeah.
We actually spent New Year's there, didn't we?
Yeah, when we were 16.
When we were 16,
Yeah.
and they didn't care, and
No.
they just let us order beers, and then we sung karaoke, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
We sung Our Heart Takes On Me, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we did
Lovely.
it beautifully, didn't we?
Well, you know, I think I done my part really well, but everyone else kind of let us down, really.
I think that was maybe the drink that made you think about that.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, it's a real shame that place closed down.
Well, it is, but now it's a fantastic establishment in the form of a Premier Inn.
Premier Inn, yeah, which
Yeah.
we've also been in when we
Yeah,
were drunk,
and
and
we,
that wasn't a very good time though, because we were out on a big night out, weren't we?
Mhm.
We were many pints in.
Mhm.
Was it 8 or 9 pints in?
8 maybe.
8, yeah.
Yeah.
And we had the idea to go into the bar of Premier Inn.
It's not really a par though,
It's-
is it? It's more of a fridge.
It is just one giant fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they had no actual bar,
No.
nothing on tap. It was just fridges full of bottles.
Yeah.
And we got in there like 15 young rowdy guys, and there
fancy
were a
dress.
few people milling about.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we were there for what, half an hour. We got in there, and then everyone left.
Which I don't blame them.
But they shouldn't have let us in, though, should they? It's
No.
entirely their fault for actually letting us in.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they shouldn't really have served us, really.
No.
But, oh well. Get pard, mate. You
Yeah.
know, get Shrek's Premier in.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You know, it's weird because technically, in the law, you're not allowed to serve someone alcohol if they're already drunk. But I don't think I've ever seen that enforced. Have you?
I think I've seen. Obviously, you know.
You would have to be like so drunk that you
Yeah.
passed out on the table. But like, surely there's a stage before that when they are still really drunk, but not literally passed out on the table, where you should probably stop serving them.
Yeah.
Because that's where all of these like things happen. It's just like people being so drunk that they'll then just go out and start a fight.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't do it sober, though, would you? Because
No.
why would you?
Well, some geezers do. Like Ian from Bedfordshire.
Ian, if you're listening to this, and let's be honest, you're definitely not. Me and Carl will fight you. All right, 2-on-1, because that seems like a fair fight. 2-on-1, because
Oh, yeah,
he's a bit of a hard man.
Yeah, he's a big hard man. You know, well, all I'm saying is this, right? If he wants to PM us, then do it.
And do it, mate. All right,
Yeah.
but would we fight him in Felixstowe or in Hertfordshire? Because surely we'd want the home field advantage.
Yeah, maybe we should like meet him somewhere in the middle. Maybe you know, fight him in Slough or somewhere.
Slough. I'm not sure that's in between us and there, but
You know,
Maybe maybe
it's
Sussex.
yeah, it's
somewhere in
mutual
Sussex.
ground. You know.
Yeah, somewhere in Sussex.
Yeah.
Yeah. All as like a charity boxing match, like KSI Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Right, except it's 2-on-1,
Yeah.
and we're not celebrities,
Or, yeah.
and it's not for charity either.
Yeah. It's just because you PM'd us.
It's just like a bum fight. It's just,
Yeah.
it's just like in like a dark alleyway somewhere, and there's like a crowd of people like throwing like $1 notes at us, and we're just scrapping in the middle.
Well, you know, he'd be a bit intimidated when he starts seeing me windmilling, and he'd be like, "Well, shit."
You just
Well,
windmilling your arms and slowly walking towards him.
You wouldn't know what to do.
You would have laughed. There is no defence against this, right? So, Carl, would you like to hear a few more sound effects from my soundboard?
Yeah, got him.
Okay. So we got this one.
Just do it!
Shia LaBeouf there.
I like that one.
He's an actual madman, isn't he, Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah.
I think that he tries too hard though, because he got really, really famous because he was in Transformers. Fine, right? And then he went almost through like a crisis where he wanted to be taken seriously, like critically, as opposed to his commercial success. And then he went on like a bit mental. He turned up to a red carpet event wearing a paper bag on his head that said "I'm not famous anymore." Remember that?
No, but I actually can't remember that at all.
I'll find a photo of that because that was hilarious. He then after that he got loads of attention and stuff, and then he did like an art exhibition where he went in a room, all right, and people queued up and they each got like 2 minutes alone with him in the room, and the whole thing is that for the 2 minutes they can do whatever they want to him. They could like beat the shit out of him for 2 minutes, and like he was in that room with that bag over his head and he was just sobbing for like a day, and it was actually him because some guy he took in a camera and he like filmed himself like in the room, and he like sort of lifted the bag off his head and it was just a sobbing Shia LaBeouf.
Bloody hell.
That's desperate, isn't it?
Well, yeah, that's also commitment in some ways.
It is. I
because-
mean, I would not do that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of cool. The only thing I do know about him is he watched all his films back to back, didn't he?
Yeah, and that was and then after that, because he hired out a cinema, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
And then he got like a big crowd in, and then they literally watched all of his movies. I'm not sure how many movies there were, quite a lot, because it lasted like a day or so. And so Carl, that is Shia LaBeouf wearing a paper bag on his head What do you think to that?
Well, fair enough. I think it's kind of banterous in some ways.
But is he trying too hard though?
Yeah, perhaps. But the thing is, he's a bit of a. Okay, so back in the day, right? When he starred in Holes, right? And we done that book.
Somebody once told me the
Sorry. Go on.
Okay, so
Carry on.
He was starring in Holes. You know that film?
Yep. Carry on.
Okay. Anyway, and I was like, oh yeah. And then someone told me after that oh yeah, that geezer in Holes, after we'd watched it in year 10 or whatever it was, or year 9, that he thought that if his mother wasn't his own mum, he would have sex with her, which is
What?
kind of weird. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I always thought he was a bit fucking.
Is his mother attractive, or did you just say that for literally no reason?
I don't know, but someone told me that anyway, and I was just like, well,
That's the sort of thing that I think he'd do.
yeah. And I also so I knew from then that he was a fucking bit of a weirdo, and then I think he went on to he was Indiana Jones's son, wasn't he, or some shit?
He was.
Yeah.
That was a bad film, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was,
That was
yeah.
bad because the idea of that film was for him to pass the torch to Shia LaBeouf, and for then Shia LaBeouf to then be like the main character in sort of later films. Just like, you are not going to give up Indiana Jones for Shia LaBeouf, right?
No. Isn't that a George Lucas film? It's a Spielberg
That's a
film, but
Spielberg
he's the
film,
writer.
yeah.
He's the writer, isn't he?
Yeah, it's both
George
of them.
Lucas.
It's
Yeah.
weird how two very talented men can make such a pile of crap.
Yeah.
Having said that, I don't think George Lucas is actually that good. He had one good idea, Star Wars, didn't he?
Yeah.
And ever since then, he's been ruining that idea.
Yeah. Well, I actually saw something that he completely copied Star Wars from some Japanese samurai film.
Right. In what
And-
respect?
Well, apparently everything about it.
Okay. Well, this is kind of backing up my theory that he's not very good.
Yeah. And then, it would make sense. Because although when I've seen interviews with the geezer, he's kind of he's kind of backed up his
He seems very, very nice.
Yeah, he does. And he seems fairly intelligent,
yeah.
Where he was talking about the Phantom Menace and stuff, and he was talking about, and he was just well, at the end of the day, these grown men are getting aggy over a kids film, and I was just
Hello there.
Carry on.
and I was yeah, man,
I mean, it's sort of true.
yeah,
It's just a film.
yeah, it's just a film, it's just a kids. Like you said, it's a kids film. They're getting angry at Jar Jar, who's a kid's character. He's just
Now, the current theory about Jar Jar is that Jar Jar was a Sith Lord. Now,
it's true.
that surfaced a few years ago, and George Lucas and the guy who played Jar Jar have said that this is partly true. Now, is that them just saying that because they didn't think about it, or was it actually true?
Did they actually say it's partly true? Did they?
They have confirmed that is not entirely untrue. Certainly the guy who played Jar Jar is saying, I'm glad this has come out. But surely we'd have heard about that way before just some guy on Reddit had the theory. There's no way that would have been kept secret. So I think it's just them just saying, oh yeah, we definitely thought that, and they haven't, and it's just chance that this guy found all these scenes that happen to look like he's the most powerful Sith Lord in the galaxy.
Which he totally is.
Which he definitely is.
Yeah.
But him in a black hood with a red lightsaber looks exactly like an evil man, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So
it's quite intimidating.
it does actually sort of fit, because he's not a very pleasant thing to look at, is he?
No.
But also George Lucas has revealed that in the third film of the prequels, it was planned to be that Jar Jar could spoken normally, and he chooses to speak in that really annoying way.
Oh, really?
But then they thought that everyone would be really angry about that, how they've made that character speak in that way, and then say, oh, actually he can speak normally, and we've been trolling you for the past 6 years.
They would actually be kind of banter though.
That is pretty funny. Again, I don't think it's true. I think it's just the magic of hindsight.
Mm-hmm.
But so the Star Wars prequels, which is the best one? Which is the worst one?
So the best one of the prequels is probably the third one.
Correct.
And
That is the correct answer.
although Phantom Menace has the best lightsaber battle.
It does, yeah, in the whole series. Do you reckon?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Because
even like the new films, it still probably has the best lightsaber.
well, yeah, because there's actually no good lightsaber scenes in the new films, is there?
There aren't, are there?
No.
That is bullshit, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is complete bullshit.
Well, to be fair, like I suppose because I also watched an interview with George Lucas talking about because when it was like the making of the Phantom Menace or whatever. Because I have watched a few documentaries about films that are like never made, so
Yeah.
like about like the whole production process and stuff. I think it's kind of interesting. But anyway,
Yeah.
I was watching because I thought, well, the Phantom Menace is a pretty poorly received film. I'll watch a documentary about the making of it.
Although weirdly, when that came out, it got critical acclaim.
What the Phantom Menace did?
Yeah, it got 5-star reviews, and people liked it. And I think it's a case of because people really loved the first trilogy,
Mhm.
that they were just going to like it because it was Star Wars. And then it wasn't until later, when it slowly sort of drop by drop, people were like, actually, this film is not good.
Yeah, well, I think
It really wasn't.
I saw like I saw one thing where it was like in I think it was like another documentary where there was like loads of these fans.
God, you and your documentaries, Carl.
There's like all these fans on like the opening day of the Phantom Menace coming out.
And
then,
all
like-
in fancy dress.
Yeah,
Probably.
and then like they go in and like the crew comes on, they all start cheering and that, and it's all like. But then they're like interviewing these like super fans, or whatever, and they're like, yeah, but then the film started, and then it just started getting really bad, and I was just like,
Yeah, but like, you know, like if you have dressed up to go see that premiere, and it then turns out to be bad, what do you do? Because you've already wasted your time there. So it's just like, what do you do? Do you get angry? Do you just sit there and go, well, that was a bit of a anticlimax?
I've never really got angry. Well, the thing is, I'm not a super fan of really anything. So I've never really like watched a film and been like got angry at how bad it was.
Even The Snowman.
Yeah, that was just shit. But like, you know, but I wasn't angry at it. I just thought it was kind of funny because it was so bad.
Yes,
It's a bit like, you know, I know it's just unrelated, but a bit like The Room, you know. So
The Room. And
know.
speaking of The Room,
Oh, hi, Mark.
yeah, he loves that.
I did
He
not
loves
hit her.
it. I did
I
not.
did not.
Put a bottle of water down there. Actually,
Have you seen the film The Disaster Artist,
I have.
which is a film about the making of the film The Room?
Mhm.
I really like that.
Yeah, it was really
It
good.
was very
really funny.
good. Yeah, very very good.
Mhm.
But he's a weird man, isn't he, Tommy Wiseau?
Yeah, very very odd.
I think it's really interesting how even in this day and age, we don't know who he is.
Yeah, it's
We're not
pretty-
sure how old he is. We're not sure where he's from. We're not sure how he's made his money, because he financed that film entirely. It was like a $5 million film,
Yeah, that was the budget.
possibly even more than that.
Mhm.
And,
Yeah, it might have been more.
And he hired a billboard in Los Angeles for like a year, and kept that poster up.
That was longer than that, wasn't it?
Was it longer than that?
I think so. Yeah. I think it was
Really?
longer than that. Yeah. I think it might have been for like 3 or 4 years.
That's mental.
Yeah. It's crazy. I could be wrong, but I think
Almost
it was.
certainly.
Yeah. I think it was anyway. Because I think it was for like a couple of years after the film had been like made. Because I think the film was made in like 2003 or something, wasn't it?
Well, it was filmed, I think, a bit earlier than that because,
Oh, right.
because her post production, as you can imagine, that film would have been a nightmare. So
Yeah.
I think it was. I think he wrote the script possibly even like in '99 or something or 2000 because it just sat in like hell
Mm.
forever.
Yeah.
But like it's weird how he bought 2 sets of cameras, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's the only person who has ever done that.
Mm-hmm.
And for good reason, because it's literally pointless. And like they had to make special rigs that could hold one camera shooting in digital and one camera shooting in film, and almost like sort of strap them together. And it's just such a waste of money.
Yeah.
Well, Kyle, I think that'll do it. Right.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, might have to just end the show there. End on a high, as
Mhm.
you always say, right?
Talk about Tommy Wiseau.
And that is a high, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
So, Carl, mate, why don't you say goodbye to the listeners in your best Tommy Wiseau impression?
No.
And on that note, we're going to end the show. Alright, guys, thank you for listening. If you are listening, which you're definitely not.
Well, hopefully 10 people listen now, so
yeah,
double
like,
figures.
I mean, that is the dream, isn't it?
Mm.
Get to 10, get to 100, get to 1,000.
Yeah,
Get
you
to
know,
a
that's the
million.
stages.
Yeah, everyone has to start small, don't they?
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
also tell you, I think you know, we should start making plans for giveaway of t-shirts and stuff. Okay, so
Are we going to get some T-shirts made up, Carl?
if
What are they gonna say?
If we get to
What do you
a
want your
million
T-shirt to
listens-
say?
If we get 1 million listens, I'll give out a t-shirt saying
Just one T-shirt.
just a t-shirt which I've made myself with a picture of Tommy Wiseau and Shia LaBeouf on, saying
And they both have got paper bags on their head.
yeah, and it's saying just do it.
Just oh, hi Mark. Just
Yeah.
do it.
In
Well,
fact, I think
guys-
they should do a film together.
You heard it here first. Well, alright guys, thank you for that. On that note, we're going to say goodbye to you. Goodbye.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.